Well, you are looking live at St. Petersburg, Florida, Tampa Bay, and point south, right in Hurricane Milton's crosshairs, where rain is sheeting down and damaging sustained winds have already been detected. David Mokel here with you on KGW as we track this monster storm with, as you just heard on NBC News, that eye wall moving on shore on Florida's Gulf Coast and landfall forecast imminently. Milton's impacts already being widely felt by millions across the state. Tornadoes have spun up along Milton's outer bands, leaving damage in southern Florida. Traffic cameras catching a large tornado on the ground in Broward County. That, by the way, is on the Atlantic coast, the other side. Back on the Gulf, in the Fort Myers area, people also dealing with damage already left behind by another tornado that plowed through a neighborhood. All that on top of flooding. As we track Milton and its impacts from its forecast extreme storm surge to the punishing winds, we want to bring in Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino. So, Matt, what is the latest on the storm's strength and the track? Because this thing has just gotten bigger.
It is a Category 3 still, sustained winds of 120. We're going to begin to see gusts like that on the coast of Florida here from Tampa Bay down towards Fort Myers and Naples. Now, because you can see, I mean, look at this. See the circle? See the clearing? That's the eye, which has become way bigger. Remember a couple days ago, I called it a pinwheel eye. It was really small. Now it's gotten broader as the storm has gotten broader. So the eye is coming on shore. The worst of the weather right now is right in the Tampa Bay area, and that's where we're getting the worst rain. A bit more on those tornadoes, too, which were very impressive. Normally, tornadoes that are spun up by hurricanes, they tend to be weaker. They tend to be not that long-lived. That was not the case today with those east coast of Florida tornadoes that we showed you video of earlier. And in fact, the highest wind gust that I've seen so far was from a tornado, Palm Springs Garden, with a gust of 92 miles an hour. So this has really been a vicious storm already, and it's just making landfall as we speak. You can see the heavy rain in the Tampa Bay area down through Bradenton, Sarasota, and then points farther south maybe getting the heaviest rain, not getting the heaviest rain yet, but they will. It's a really active part of the storm has been and is the northern eye wall, which is rolling into Tampa Bay right now, which is why they've got an extreme wind warning up for the next several hours because of the winds that they're dealing with there. And then storm surge warnings even on the East Coast because they're going to be north of the center of the storm. So here they're going to catch onshore flow from the Atlantic. That'll pile up the water. May not be a 13-foot storm surge like we're expecting near the landfall, but it'll be a 6-foot storm surge, which is very damaging in and of itself. So much of Florida, both coasts, will be experiencing hurricane-force conditions. Look at the wind field with this. The yellow area, that's the diameter of the tropical storm-force winds, which covers what? It's about 400 miles here. That's huge. And then the inner circle is hurricane-force winds, then major hurricane-force winds over the inland areas. And this will not just be a coastal storm. Much like Helene impacted areas well inland, so will Helene across the Florida peninsula. Again, here's the latest, moving east-northeast at 15. Pressure has risen a bit. That'll continue as it goes inland and loses its source of heat over the warm waters of the Gulf. And then off to the Atlantic, it'll weaken as it encounters some upper-level wind shear. And that'll be that for Milton. But that's still a day away. Look at the rainfall forecast here. They've already had over 6 inches of rain in Tampa already. They're getting hammered right now, probably getting rainfall rates of 2-3 inches an hour. They'll at least get another 4 inches. As I've mentioned, the models tend to under-forecast rainfall with strong tropical systems like this. So the biggest threats will continue to be the dangerous, if not deadly, storm surge. If there's anybody left in those areas, I wish they would have left. Tornadoes are likely again, if not overnight tonight, then during the day tomorrow when the sun comes up, we may see a few. And then inland flash flooding, not to be minimized. The inland areas getting all this heavy rain, even though Florida is relatively flat, that water's got to go somewhere. That's also going to be a danger. David? Yeah, Matt, in the last few minutes, the Florida's governor is saying there are 19 confirmed tornado touchdowns, and that's just so far. There you go.